Hey guys, welcome back to math. So today you're going to need your pattern pieces app. So if you're on an iPad, it should already be loaded. You're looking for this pattern shapes app. If you're on a Chromebook, in the lesson I put the link in for it. So first thing I want you to do is to pause and build this, please. Okay, so we're going to be using the tile pieces as well as your journal, so you're going to need to have both of them there because we're going to record our work in our journal and we're going to do the work with the pieces. You do not need to sketch out the pieces. You can make your journal look just like mine. So the first thing I want is we're going to try and figure out what is 1/2 of 24. This is the same thing as a half group of 24. Remember how we talk about this meaning groups of? Means the same thing even if it's a fraction. So what is a half group of 24? Pause here, use your tiles, and figure out what is a half group of 24. I don't want you to waste a bunch of time moving individual blocks. You're going to notice if you take your finger and you circle around a set of blocks, you can change their color. We're going to be using these blocks for most of this problem set, so I don't want you to spend time pulling them apart and putting them back together. So just circle whatever you think it is and change the color, check to see if you're right, and then continue to push play. See you in a couple minutes. Okay, so half of 24. We have 24 blocks here, and like I said, we're gonna just change colors. We're not gonna actually separate them. Really nicely, the way I have this laid out, you can see that there's 4 at the top and 6 on the side. So half is really easily looked at here. So you can either think of it this way or change colors here. You could have seen half going, whoops, that way. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to circle. I'm going to just do this kind of half. And I'm going to change it to purple. So now we have our 24 blocks, and they're in 2 equal-sized groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is a half group of 24? 12. 1/2 times 24 is 12. A half group of 12. All right, circle your blocks, turn them back to orange. Now we're going to look at one third of 24. What is 1/3 group of 24? 1/3 times 24. Pause here, use your tiles and solve. Again, we're not going to break apart the tiles. We're going to try and move a little more quickly through this. We're just going to change colors. So I need to figure out how to make 3 equal-sized groups. And I see 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So each one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 3 groups that are equal sized. So 1/3 of 24, 1/3 times 24, or 1/3 group of 24 is 8. Change those all back to orange. What about 2/3 of 24? 2/3 times 24. Whoops, guess I shouldn't have deleted that. Pause here and solve. Whoops. All right, color those back in. So we know that one group, change this color here so we can see it a lot better. We knew that one group right here is 8. But now it wants to know 2 groups. What is 2/3? 2/3 group of 24. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Because we knew that 1/3 was 8, 2/3 was 16. Alright, 1/4 of 24. 1/4 times 24. 1/4 group of 24. All 3 of those sentences mean the exact same thing. So pause here, use your tiles, and solve. Alright, pull mine over. I was changing my colors back here. So now we need 4 groups. The nice thing, earlier we were looking at 2 different ways you can build a half, and conveniently that builds fourths. So you might see it this way, or maybe you see these 4 rows that way. Either one is correct. For the sake of time, I'm just going to circle one of these, change it purple. There's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. So looking at our problem, what is 1/4 of 24? 1/4 times 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6. Okay, so building off of what we know, how about 1/8 of 24? 1/8 times 24. What does that equal? Pause and solve. Well, if you haven't cleared out your board yet, we already have 4 groups, so now we need to just have, we need to half it, right? We need to have twice as many. I don't think I have enough colors in here. Whoops. Whoops. Nope, it's not going to let me. I'll just have to draw a line. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. It won't let me cut those colors in. So what is 1/8 of 24? 1, 2, 3. 3. Ooh, how about 3/4 of 24? 3/4 times 24. Pause and solve. Alright, I'm going to change, whoops. Change that back to purple. So, if we look here, right, 1/4 was 6, but it wants 3/4. So 2/4 would be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 3/4 is 18. Take a look at your numbers here. Are you starting to notice any patterns between your denominator, the number of pieces we're working with, in the answer? Might be easier if we look up here. 2, 24, 12. I'm going to go ahead and actually change my colors here. See if you start to notice anything. So 2 groups of something. 2 groups of something equals 24. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of moving 24 tiles, and I can't imagine this is our most efficient tool to use, especially when we start thinking about numbers of 85 and I don't know, 100. Who wants to pull out 100 tiles and change colors and move them around? That sounds like a nightmare. There has to be a more efficient tool. So we're trying to figure out two groups of something equals 24. Oh, look. 12. Let's see if that works for all of them. So we know we need 3 groups of something to equal 24. 3 times what gets you to 24? Oh, 3 times 8. This one is a little bit tricky. This is still saying 3 times what equals 24, which we know is 8. But we need 2 groups of that 8. Oh, that's what we got from the box to get to our 16. So when you have a fraction that's not a unit, it's a little bit more tricky, but I know that you can do this math. So let's see if it works for this one. 4 groups of something equals 24. 4 times what gets you to 24? 6. 8 groups of something for 24. 3. Take a look. It's just the opposite of the one we did earlier. So I wonder if we can use the math we just figured out to solve for this one without having to move all those tiles around. So 4 times something gives us 24. Well, we already figured that out earlier. That answers 6. How many groups of that do we need? We need 3. We need 3 groups of that 6. There it is. Let's see if we can solve the next one completely without tiles. So, 1/6 of 24. Let's see. So thinking, using our strategy from before. So 6 times something gets us 24. 6 times what gets you 24? Oh, 4. Let's see if you're right. Here's our 24 blocks. And we're cutting them, whoa, into 6 equal groups. Oops. Which would be this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And look at 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like we found. So the answer is 4. So if we can figure out 1/6, what would, I'm going to squish it over here so we can keep our thinking together. 5/6 of 24. 5/6 times 24. What would that be? So we've already figured out 1/6 of 24 is 4, but now we need 5 of those. So 5 groups of that 1/6 gives us 20. All right, let's do some more work with this. I'm gonna have to turn my page. We're going to try using this strategy without the blocks, because I'm going to give you some big numbers because I know you can do it. Let's do 1/3 times 39. Remember, this says 1/3 group of 39. So we're going to think 3 times what gets us 39. Pause and see if you can solve this. Some repeated addition, lots of different strategies you could have used to solve this. Your answer is 13. 13. So now that you know that, what about 2/3 of 39? Pause, see if you can solve that one. So we already know that 1/3 is 13. So we need 2 groups of that 13, which is 26. This is 13 is that one we just found. That number we didn't know. Alright. How about, I'm going to throw you a total curveball. Are you ready? 3/5. Whoops, that is not what that says. 3/5 group of 60. Give it a try. Pause and solve. See if you can come up with it. Okay, so the first question we're going to ask ourselves, 5 times something gives me 60. You can count that out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So 12. But that 12 is not our answer. That 12 is 1/5 of 60. This problem wants 3. So we need to do 12 times 3. So repeated addition works, or standard algorithm multiplication works. I'll model that for you. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So our answer is 36. Alright, next one for you to try. 4/8 group of 48. What is 4/8 times 48? 4/8 group of 48. Pause and solve. Same thing we've done before. So we want to think 8 times something gives you 48. So a way that you can figure that out is using your easy facts, your 2, 5, and 10, to try and build up or take away from what you know. Maybe this is a multiplication fact you already know, so you might need to do some side thinking. So 8 times 2, not going to get me there. Or it will eventually, but that's not a big chunk I can take out. I know that 8 times 10 is 80, that's way too much, so I'm going to try 8 times 5 first. And that's the one you can count out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh look, I'm only 8 away. So I know that this is 6. But remember, 6 is not our answer. This says 1/8 of 48 is 6. The problem is asking for 4. So what is 6 times 4? That would be 24. Alright, try a couple more here. We'll do a one that'll let your brain rest a little bit. 1/5 of 100. Try that one. Pause. Okay, so you're thinking 5 times what gets me 100. You might need to do some side thinking over here. 5 times 10 is 50, which is halfway there, so that means our answer is 20. And for this problem, notice it says only once, 1/5, our answer is actually 20. Alright, I'm going to throw you a curveball. Here comes a hard one. Are you ready? Have faith, you can do this. 3/7 of 56. Pause and solve. Use your helpful facts. Build up or take away from what you already know. Alright, my easy facts are 2, 5, and 10. So let's start with, right, we're trying to figure out 7 times what gets us to 56. I'm going to start with 7 times 5, because that's a pretty easy fact. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, not super close to where I want to be, but I know if I double that, I'm going to be way off. So I think I'm going to do 7 times 2, which is 14. So I can add these together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4. So this is still groups of 7, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm at 7 groups, 49. I'm pretty close, so I'm going to add just one more group. I'm going to add a 7. So it would give me 7 times 8. 6. Oh, look, we found it. 8. But that's not our answer. So we need to do 3 times 8, which is 24. Remember, your 3's are doubles plus a set. So 8 times 2 for 16 plus 8 more is how you could get there. Or if you have another strategy, that's fantastic too. I'm out of room, so I had to turn the page. Maybe you still have room. I'm writing kind of big today. Alright, last one. 3/4 of 48. Use your strategies. Build up, take away. Give it a try. Pause and solve. Alright, so we're trying to figure out 4 times something gives us 48. Well, guess what? I already know that 4 times 10 is 40. So I just need 8 more. How many groups of 4 gets me to 8? Oh, 2. So 12. But that's not what our problem's asking. It's asking for 3 of those groups. So 3 times 12. Might need to do some repeated addition here. 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3. Or whatever strategy you used is fantastic. But you're looking for the answer of 36. Nice work today. We're going to work with this again tomorrow. If you need to watch this video again, that's why it's a video. Watch it as many times as you need. Come see your teacher. We would love to help you as well. You're going to do some work today with adding fractions on page 40. Make sure to take a picture of that as well as your work that we did today and turn them in for full credit. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.